Okay, let's do this. Good morning, everybody. Hello, I'm Claudia Louise Hyde from BeHealing.com. Welcome to Psychic Cafe. I'm going to do some channeling this morning about twin flames. See what's going on with twin flames at the moment, if anything at all. I'll also be giving mini reads as well if you're on here live with me. And you want a mini read, if you've got a question for your higher self or you just want some guidance, then you can get one of those. Check out that pinned comment, the comment that's pinned up top of the live chat. It tells you how to do it. There is a PayPal link in there because it's by donation. You can use your PayPal link there for your donations, or you can use Super Chat or Super Sticker here on YouTube if that's easier for you. After you've done your donation, put a capital Q at the start of your comment with your question in for your reading. As I said, it can be specific, it could just be like general guidance, whatever you want, but put a capital Q at the start of that comment just so that I can find it easily. So how's everyone doing today? Are you good? I'm tired. I only got 5 hours sleep because it was fight night last night, which was very enjoyable. But yeah, I mean, it takes me probably about an hour to wind down from that kind of thing. So only 5 hours sleep because I'm up so early. Well, let's get some cards out, shall we? Hi, Maria. And let's get channeling. What's going on with twin flames? I don't know. Nothing. Got new teeth. I am so happy with them. They're really good. Really good now. Got no gap in the middle anymore. And yay. My dentist had already made another one. It's like, how are your teeth? I'm like, good, not good. So I explained to him why it's not good. It's pressing on the other tooth and it wasn't comfortable and hanging too low. And he said, I know, look, I already made another one. He said, I wasn't happy with it myself. And he said, I'm not happy with it. We have to change it until we're happy with it. So, hey, Crystal. Hey, Christine. Good to see you. You're great today. Oh, that's good. Well, I'm a bit tired. But I'll be good. I will survive. We've got the Nine of Swords out first. The Wounded Warrior. Thank you, Crystal. They're really nice. Hi, what a difference it makes. Well, I was looking at pictures of me with my old teeth, that yellow tooth, and I realized that I used to smile wonky. I thought I just had a wonky smile. I was trying to cover up the tooth. I used to kind of try and hide it. Like smile a little bit like that to hide it. Weird. Teeth are the worst, Judith. Hello, Judith. Thanks, Judy. It's a vintage number. It's too big for me, but I like it. Anyway, I'm so happy to have my teeth finished now. Nine of Swords, the Wounded Warrior. It's when we get guarded because of our wounds. That's what we're talking about today. That's what we're talking about. So I get to see the dentist in 8 weeks' time, or to see me again in 8 weeks' time just to check up on it all. But yeah, it's all good now. I'm very happy with them. Comfortable, I can eat with them. Oh, it makes such a difference. Well, what are we talking about then? The Nine of Swords. Who is guarded? Perhaps both Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine. Guarded at the moment and waiting. Seven of Pentacles is the card of waiting. Putting work in, but kind of being very patient about it. No one's in a rush here. No one's in a rush. Everyone's a little bit guarded. You know, with this combination of cards, I'm feeling that. You know when you want something to happen, but then when it doesn't happen, you kind of feel a little bit relieved? It's that. Because you're not sure whether you were quite ready or not. It's that feeling of, oh, I'm happy waiting, and I'm good that it didn't happen today, or something like that, because I'm a little bit guarded still. That's what we've got there on the table with those two cards. Join our Facebook community, everybody. So something different then, not Facebook. What else? My oil diffuser hasn't arrived yet. I'm looking forward to that arriving, and I'm going to put it there when it does, and have a nice stream of, and then the cactus can come back here like it used to. Cactus is happy. Cactus is happy now. It went a little bit brown. It wasn't doing very well. It needs a lot more water. I've given it a lot more water in the last couple of weeks, and it's really perked up. I don't think everyone does have a twin flame back. I don't think they do. I think there's just some of us. I'm still not convinced, but I was never convinced about twin flames because my guides never talked about it. I mean, I've been doing readings for a very long time. I've been doing it professionally for like 20 years. I'm like, how can it be true? How can these people be talking about twin flames when my guides have never mentioned it? Don't you think it would come up in all of the thousands, tens of thousands of readings that I've done? So I never believed it. I thought it was just something, gimmicky that someone had made up in order to sell readings or whatever. It's like, let's call soulmate something else, and then we can sell more stuff. That's what I thought. Then, imagine my surprise when my guide started talking about twin flames, and it was recent. It was in the last couple of years. So, next we've got the Ten of Swords. I don't know how you know if you are, but I think the only way to know if you are is actually in meeting them and then realizing it's very different than anything else. You kind of hope not, Judith, really. We've got the Ten of Swords, and this is pain, painful endings. Yeah, when does the pain end? I mean, like the wounding and the healing and all of that, like when does it end? When do we feel fully ready from a painful ending? This could be grief. Like, when do you feel ready to get back out there after a partner dies, or grief over a divorce or something like that? There's a waiting here and a kind of a relief that it hasn't happened yet because of a painful ending. And look, we're getting all the worst cards out. Five of Swords. Youch! Someone is in a lot of pain here. Like their heart ripped out. Yeah, this is grief. This is grief. This is grief from past relationships. Someone's turned cold. Look, she's there. Look at that look on her face. She's icy cold, and she's got his heart in her hand. She's trying to repair it, but she's like callously just holding on to his heart there. Oh, someone's going through it right now. Perhaps both divine masculine and divine feminine are going through it right now. Seven of Pentacles is often a good card, but with this combo, no. This is someone that is kind of relationship avoidant at the moment because of the pain that they're going through. Not those. I think even if we're not dealing with one, or if we are dealing with one, I think it still helps this kind of channeling, because essentially it's like about having really good relationships, isn't it? Next level, which we all want, whether we've got a twin flame or not. Three of Swords. I'm telling you, it's like shuffling the cards, saying, give me all the worst cards, guys, would you? And they're just dishing them out one by one. Heartbroken. There he is, like heartbroken. Perhaps we are talking about the divine masculine here. Being heartbroken. Past relationship. Painful ending. Really painful. Wounded. Healing. Realizing they're not quite ready as they thought they were, I think. Quite happy to wait for it. Quite happy not to be pressurized into anything, I think. What now? What fresh hell is this? Oh, justice. Now, this is good, isn't it? Right, so I think we're talking here about someone going through a very painful ending, and they're not doing as well as they thought they were. They will get the justice in the end. Karma, it's, even if someone's ripped your heart out, yeah, you have to heal from it and all of that, but you've got good karma coming if you have done the right thing by yourself and by other people. Someone's got good karma coming to them here. They will get the justice. They're not going to be in this painful place forever. Let's get one more card out. Queen of Swords. But they've still got to cut some stuff out. There's still some boundaries that need to be drawn up. So they will get the justice. But right now they're learning empowerment. How to stand up for themselves. Not just healing, but then empowerment. You know, it always comes after healing, doesn't it? How to prevent something from happening again. What boundaries we need to uphold. How we need to be stronger. We're talking about the masculine here? I think maybe. In a lot of circumstances, we're talking about the masculine here, divine masculine, going through a painful ending. He thought we'd be ready by now, he's not. He underestimated the amount of healing required and the pain process. And empowerment, more importantly, empowerment. We don't just breeze through something like this. Empowerment requires a whole, like, how can I put this? Redefinition of ourselves. Like whether we're okay with having new boundaries and cutting people out especially and making big changes and stuff like that. Wow. You're patiently waiting, Crystal. Hey, Nikki. Sleep's all over the place because of the full moon that we just had. Perhaps. Well, let's do some minis. Oh, Nikki, thank you for your donation. And Simran and Judith, thank you. Let's do some mini reads then. Before we get into more of that heartbreak stuff. Some questions, Nikki. Simran asks, please tell me about my job in power plant. What's coming next? Not happy there. When's positive change coming for Simran? Thanks for your donation, Simran. Tell us about the job. Get what I want, and is it true? You're not getting what you want from it. The is it true card is always about the way we're thinking about something. Empowerment, I just heard. So, the only way to get what it is that we want out of work, first of all, is to realize what it is that we want out of work. Because we don't just work for money. We work for a lot of other things too. We want a lot of other things in the mix. And when we know that we deserve that, it's like raising the standards, like anything really. Raising standards, and we know that we deserve that, we will actually look for different jobs that have that in. And expect it, you know. You're about to resign. Yeah, it's not got what you want. I see that clearly in these cards, but there's something about your thought process. So, yeah, let's see. Let's get some more cards. Because what you don't want to do is resign and then end up in a similar job. You want to change this kind of pattern, right? Success and talk to someone. Right. So, okay. There is someone in your sphere, in your awareness, not at work, someone else, but there's someone in your life that is successful, and you're being asked to talk to that person because, not necessarily, the light should be back. Are we back? Sorry about that, we had a power cut. Is everyone still here with me? Hope so. Anyway, I was with Simran. Let's just make sure we're back first. I think we are. Yeah, we're back. Okay. So Simran, sorry about that, power cut. What I was saying was, success. Talk to someone successful. You've got someone. It's not at work. It's someone else. Someone in your life that's successful. Not because they've got an opportunity for you, but because there's something amiss with your mindset about work that has you not getting what you want at work. So, and a successful person in your life, if you talk to them, they'll give you some clues about it. They'll give you some clues about it, about that mindset. So you're not talking to them about an opportunity that they might have for you. Steve, is it Steve? So yeah, it's definitely about changing your mindset. Now, talk to someone who's successful. Is it Steve? No. And you might want to, I don't know, listen to some podcasts or something like that with successful people. There's something about a mindset shift of what you're looking for from your work so that you get what you want out of your work that will help you there. So, hope that helps you out. Nikki, waiting for some questions from you. It was the whole, I've got questions from Nikki. It was the whole electric system. The lights flickered, and I said, "Oh, the lights flickered. If I disappear, it's because there's a power cut," and then it went off. So you wouldn't have heard that. You wouldn't have heard that. I wouldn't resign yet, Simran. I would do some preliminary work first, because if you resign, you'll end up in something really similar. You don't want that. Okay, Nikki, thanks for your donations. Nikki, question 1, high self-guidance on empowerment journey. Ooh, Nikki's empowerment journey. You're on track, respect. And big respect to you, you're on track. Yeah, it's very good. Gaining more respect, not fighting for it. Yeah, not fighting for it anymore. When we're empowered, we fight less. We just stand in that, quiet knowing and assert ourselves quietly. You're doing really well there. You're on track, yes. To gaining, is that quiet sense of self-respect and all of that. So, first of all, when we're learning empowerment, right, we have to fight for it. There's a bit of fight in us until we're fully owning that. And then once we've fully owned it, it's a kind of quiet thing. Oh, but you've got a story to let go of here. Let go of the story. So, you're on track. It's getting better. You're doing great. But you've still got a story behind it. What's the story? What's that story that you're talking about? Okay. The story is about something like, you know how we think that we'll be a different person if we get something that we want? And that's not true. Like I'll be successful when I'm skinnier, or something like that. We think we're going to be a different person, and it's just not true. It's going to be who we are, and not so different than who we are. It's something like that. It's something like because you've got new beginning and brilliant, but from what I'm getting from this is it's almost like a perfect in the future projection kind of thing, but you're thinking you're going to be a different person with this brilliant new beginning, and it's not true. It's going to be very similar to yourself right now. It's like old me had this story that if my business got successful, I'd be different than I am. Like a different version of Claire would be this successful person, and that's not what's happened, right? I've got successful as I am. So it's that story. So I don't know, perhaps you've got this empowerment story, and empowered you would look a certain way, or it's not true. It's just going to be you, but empowered. So yeah, but you're doing great, on track, absolutely, to embodying that power. High self-guidance on any one thing of the many questions I could ask. So some more for Nikki. Ooh, get some sort of support about your sabotagers. Interesting, because I was listening to a tail end of a podcast, Andrew Huberman podcast about habits this morning that I started listening to yesterday, and then my friend came round to buy some boxing gloves and went to fight night. Anyway, and he was talking about habits, and it was really interesting because I'm an easy habit maker, and he was talking about this rare breed of people, and he's never met one, and I'm one of them. He's never met me. But he was talking about how to make habits, how to break habits, all that, all different techniques and stuff like that. I don't know why I'm bringing it up here, but I am. Get support in your sabotagers. There is some kind of a process someone like that can help you with. New habits is what I'm getting from it. Get drawn to something like that podcast and pay a lot of attention to it. I've been listening to so many podcasts lately. So fascinating. So fascinating because the pandemic got all of these scientists and people at home doing nothing, and then they started YouTube channels and started sharing this stuff, and then suddenly now we've got all of this really great information just wasn't available to the majority of us. You know, it came through a filter of crappy media that wants like headlines, and they just take everything the wrong way from this scientist. And then the scientists got online and are actually putting it out themselves, which is incredible. Anyway, so much great information out there now, and there's still a hell of a lot of crap out there too. So yeah, you've got a sabotage going on, and there are techniques and ways that will help you around that, and habits is what I'm getting. You might want to check that one out. Andrew Huberman. I don't know how long ago that podcast was, but I just watch him on YouTube. Release guilt and guidance. Okay. Yeah, there's something that you're doing. There's something that you're doing, and it's connected with guilt. Something about being a good person as well. Guilt and then being a good person. But it's leading to a sabotage. Does, right? Where if we think that we've got to be a good person, it leads to sabotages. We don't have to be a good person at all. I mean, we are good anyway, just being ourselves, you know. So, yeah, you've got some delving to do here, but I'm just getting that it's not delving and trying to fix something. It's not that. It's more seeking a technique that will get you out of it. We can learn, we can heal all we like, and we can learn all we like and all of that, but unless we've got practical applications of daily stuff that we do that will change it, it doesn't matter. It's like well, with the health stuff that I've been learning about yesterday, it was incredible. At one of the gyms that I train at, they've got a cold, it's actually a massive air ski that they put ice in, you know, and water. And people have been getting in it after training. I haven't. And, you know, because it aids recovery. Well, now they've done the research into it. It aids recovery. What does that mean? There's a lot of different things involved in recovery. So they've drawn it all out. And it's so interesting because exercise is a stressor. And that stressor actually leads to gains, whether you've grown your muscles or whether you're getting fitter or whether your fast twitch muscles are being activated. It's stress, but a positive stress that leads to change. And it seems that ice baths, even though, yes, it helps you recover, if you needed to run another race after you've just run a race, you'd have an ice bath, recover, and you could run another race. But what you're not going to do is get the benefits from that first run that you had, because it's like takes the inflammation down, which is the stressor, which is causing the change. And so you pretty much negate your training. So it's not a thing to do when you're training. Like, how interesting. It is a thing to do for brown fat, for metabolism, for like do it in the morning, do it like away from training sessions. Very good thing to do, but not after or even before or around training. How interesting is that? But you see, we can learn a lot of stuff, but until we have like the information to apply it and the nuances. Anyway, podcasts is where it's at, Nikki. That's what I'm getting for you. Judith, thanks for your donation. Thanks for everyone for sticking around as well through the power cut. Hey, Laura. Hey, Lillian. You're not too late. So, I am waiting for a question from Judith. Then we've got Deborah. Have I got a question from Deborah? Yes. Deborah, have I got somebody else coming in before my person? As I feel now he's going to need a long time to heal from what he's going through. That's what I was just saying, right? Have you got someone else? Has Deborah got someone else coming in before this one? It's tricky, isn't it? No, you don't. Oh, you're going to have to wait. Let's get some cards out for you, Deborah. It's going to be a long time. Yeah, but don't worry about it. This is not part of your manifestation. So go about other things in your life. There's no way you can manifest for them, for them to speed it up. You just have to let them go through it. So, yeah, you're innocent. You are loved. And it's not about you. And it's just, yes, they do have to go through this process. Now, create and I'm appreciated. But what you can do is focus on other areas of your life. And that's what I was getting for you. So I'm particularly picking up that you're trying to manifest this relationship at the moment. You're using your manifestational powers and your focus and all of that to manifest it. Well, if they're not ready, they're not ready. If they've got something to go through, they've got something to go through. So it's kind of wasted energy. Instead, use that creative energy because it is appreciated. And yeah, create something else for yourself. So channel that energy into your life, something you want to improve in your life. I don't know. Kind of let it go for now. Put it on the back burner, Judith, is what I'd say. Deborah. And you're mixed up. Should you let this go now? Is that your question for your reading? This is why I need capital Q's, you see. I need capital Q's at the start. Otherwise, I don't know whether you're just chatting or what. Thank you, Elsa. Elsa, you're Pisces. Your boyfriend, Gemini, Casper, I can't speak. Casper the ghost. Anyway, you're Pisces, your boyfriend is Gemini, Cancer, Cast. Very difficult to say this morning. Chose not to introduce me to his mother when we run into her. Ooh, I feel that this ruined everything. Not really into you. Why? Weird situation. Yeah, I can imagine that's disappointing. Write and be artistic. What's this? Now, what's this? Yeah. Okay. Now, what I'm picking up from this is not necessarily that he doesn't want to introduce you to his mum, but that's quite a big step, isn't it? And he wasn't in control of it, and he didn't like not being in control of it. He didn't like it not being his choice. So, yeah. Now, it's not a big deal. It's not that big a deal. He just didn't like it not being his choice. You need to talk to him about it and say that you would really like to meet his mum, but in the right circumstances. Because you can imagine it's a bit weird, like bumping into them. It reminds me, like, I had this friend, and I knew that he liked me. I knew that he was attracted to me. It's called Michael. And my mum was visiting, this was way back Byron Bay. My mum was visiting me and we went to Woolworths supermarket. And I was wandering around with my mum and got to the deli section and Michael was there with his mum. And so we bumped into each other and said hello. And he's like, this is my mum. I'm like, this is my mum. We had this mum moment. And then the next time I saw him out, we were in like a group of friends and I made a fun deal out of it. And I said, I think it was way too soon in our relationship for that to happen, Michael. And it was funny. It was just funny. Everyone was cracking up laughing, you know. It's like the whole family thing get together and it's like, you know, you haven't even kissed me yet and stuff. Anyway, it's a weird thing, right? It can be a weird thing. And so, yeah, I think if you kind of understand that, where it's coming from, wasn't in control of it, you know, may have felt too soon. If you're like, well, that was weird, wasn't it? If that's how you approach it, well, that was weird, wasn't it? Bumping into them. But it would be nice to meet in a more formal, like when he's ready kind of thing. I think that will take all of that sting out of it. Because talk to someone, go for it. I think, you know, if someone tells us to do something, we don't want to do it just because they told us and we might have wanted to do it anyway. It's that kind of a situation. It's not nice to be forced into something like that because it's a big deal. That kind of thing is a big deal. So yeah, don't be too disappointed. It's not that he's not into you. It's that he wasn't in control of that situation. Joining a private health club that has an outdoor swimming pool. Passionate about swimming, especially outdoors. Nice. Yeah, do that. And Judith. Should let this go now. Okay. Should Judith let this go now? Feeling a yes. No! I'm feeling a yes just because I would think like guides would always say yes to like, should let it go. Because you can't go wrong, right, if you let it go. But anyway, they say no. Why not? Why shouldn't Judith let it go? You've started something, so you finish it. That's why. Oh, you have this pattern, do you? Giving up. That's like this card that I was getting, is that relief when something doesn't happen. You started something. Don't give up on it now. Let's find out more. There's so many things that can come from this. No, just have patience. There you go. Is it that? You're impatient. Your intuition has been right. It's not your intuition saying give up on it. It's not. It's your fears, isn't it? So stick with this. Sometimes we need to stick with stuff. Yeah, you've got a lot of confirmation there not to let it go. You've started something, stick with it. So we could be talking a few sabotages here of impatience and stuff like that. Keep going, Judith. Thanks for your donation. Laura. Higher self-guidance for Laura. Well, welcome back, Lillian. Hermit mode. Thanks, Deborah. What are we doing now? We're doing Laura. Laura. Shh. You still keep quiet. About something being over, something you don't need to tell the world. I'm never talking to you again. We don't need to do that, right? We can just stop talking to them. We don't need to tell people we're cutting them out of our lives as well. We don't need to have fights like that. I don't know if it's stuff like that, but this is that kind of guidance, like you don't need to tell the world about it. Just make a decision and do it quietly. Something that you're not going to do anymore. You don't need to announce it. This is not an airport. You don't need to announce your departure. It's funny. Funny when people do that on Facebook, right? It's like, that's it. I'm leaving this group or page or whatever. It's like, see you then. This is not an airport. You don't need to announce your departure. Again, you've got be still, keep quiet. Same card. Mystery. No. No. Power cut almost again. we recovered from that one. Maybe they switched it back onto mains power. That was a close call. Computer flickered. Okay, Lara, so definitely you still keep quiet. Don't announce what you're doing. Yeah, you'd missed it, Nikki. It was after the power cut incident. Lara, you've got something going on. It was flickering, was it? Yeah, it flickered. It didn't turn off. The joys of living on a tropical island. The electricity isn't constant. And it's not even raining. It's sunny. But there you go. Could have been a squirrel. Sometimes squirrels set themselves alight on power cables and take the electricity out with them. So there's that. Lara, yes. So whatever it is, don't tell the world. Whatever you're ending, whatever new thing that you're going to, be more mysterious about it. Do your own thing. Oh yeah, Mercury retrograde. That will happen too, right? Lillian, thanks for your donation, Lillian. Lily-Ann. Is he never coming back? Is that your question? Oh, my ex broke up with me. Oh, that's why they're an ex, right? Going through a bad divorce. Has been 1.5 years. Think for sure he'd come back. Oh, really? Just found out he's with another woman. Okay. So, Lillian, is he coming back? Is he coming back? Yes. You know, it's interesting. I did a private reading yesterday for someone that in a similar situation, and I would always think, like, no, they're not coming back. But she's in a horrific situation. I've been reading for her for quite a while, and it's actually strengthening the relationship because now she's got independence in it. Kind of pulled apart, she gained independence, and they're coming back together, and it's much stronger because she's stronger now, you know. Anyway. Yeah, do things quietly, Lara. Well, I think you've got something coming, Lara. So yes, okay. Lillian, yes, coming back. Forgive them, enjoy. Very nice, huh? Now, there's a reason that I brought up that reading that I did yesterday, private reading yesterday, because honestly, hers went off and had an affair and ended up in a really bad position because of it. And she's like, that's your crap, you did it, kind of thing, pulled right back from it, drew up her boundaries and all of that, and became her own individual person. And now she's very different. She went from being in this relationship like this, where she was part of it, to this is over, I am by myself kind of thing and independent, to kind of coming back, okay, we can build this again, but not as it was before. As now she's a stronger person, and it's becoming a much better relationship because of it. It's still going through the crap though from that affair. Now, I think, yes, with these cards, this is very good. This is not blind forgiveness. No, there does need to be a change. When stuff like this happens, it's an indicator that some change needed to happen, right? You don't want to go back to things as they were. So you need to address that. It's like, what needs to change then? What wasn't right about this relationship? Because things are thrown into the mix by the universe to break stuff up, to create change, right? So, yeah, something from the past up until now that you were resisting. So there's a change that you already knew needed to happen within the relationship, but you were resisting it. You know what it is already, I'm sure, that then you don't want the relationship back as it was. So don't jump to forgiveness. It'll come back together when you're ready to face what needed to change and to deal with this relationship differently. Not sure about time frames with that, because it depends how, for both of you, you know, both got free will and all of that, but on your part, you do need to realize that this that you need to do this relationship differently than you were doing it before in the past. That's your key. And once you're really clear on that, with boundaries and stuff, you come back in. Sure, you'll be able to forgive, but not blindly, and not go back to how it was. But go forward to something different. Kind of good when that happens. We don't need to like break up a relationship and go into a whole new relationship. We can make those changes within one, come back together. So good luck with that. Not sure which is easier, really. Okay, that's all the minis. If anyone else wants a mini, get those donations flying in. We'll do another batch later. But let's get back to the twin flames now. If you weren't here before, we've got the Nine of Swords out, indicating that perhaps both are wounded at the moment, because the Nine of Swords is that I'm still a bit wounded. I'm kind of resisting things. Seven of Pentacles, the energy of kind of putting work in but waiting, and I was getting a relief that it's not happened yet, because I'm not quite ready yet. Ten of Swords, because I'm going through a painful ending. I think we're talking about the masculine here. Someone's like ripped my heart out, and I'm heartbroken about it. So someone's really wounded here about an ending they're going through. They thought they would get over it faster. They thought that they'd be free, get over something, set yourself free, have that painful ending, and then you'll be able to move into the new. And then they're like, but no, I'm a mess now. Heartbroken. They will get the justice because the karma's good, but they need to drop boundaries, so they need to empower themselves. So someone's going through, I think Divine Masculine is going through an ending at the moment, and it's hitting them harder than they expected. And they thought that they would be ready to move on, but no, it seems that they're not. They have to go through this healing first, and then the empowerment that comes from it. So Masculine is not doing very well at the moment. Let's find out what from the Book of Shadows, as above deck. Tell us more, guides. Yeah, quietly look around, follow those leads, and be in the mystery of it as well. That's one card that I didn't tell you came out, Laura. You had the mystery card, which means, yeah, the universe has got something for you. 1.5 years. But then again, we're all seem to be waiting a lot lately. I think in part all of the waiting is we think it's a long time, right? But then look back at ourselves and look at what we've been through, our healing journey and our empowerment journey. I don't know about you, but mine was about 40 years long. I think my twin flame is doing quite good to be doing this within a few years, So 1.5 years is very relatively nothing compared to our healing journeys, right? The Divine Feminine has gone before. Didn't even stand up, I was just shuffling. Anyway, yeah, the Divine Feminine went before, but we took a long time over it. Divine Masculine is like on a fast track, but still, it's going to take them some time. Condensing like 40 years into 4 years, maybe, It's suddenly got really cold in here. Temperature, is it? Wake the fan back up again. -22 degrees. That's really cold. Power cut. Woke the aircon up. Much stronger. Good for you. Good for you. And that's what can make it tricky, right? Because if you're going back to a relationship that you've already known and you're a different person now, yeah, it needs to be different. And it'll be tricky to move the goalposts, Anyway. Then we've got the Crone of Earth coming out. So now we're talking about the feminine. Crone of Earth. I reference this book because this deck is very different than other decks. The Crone of Earth lays the earth to rest. Even the earth must regenerate. There's a time for everything, including death. Yeah, and the process. So she's kind of in a wisdom, the crone, going, yes, it took me a long time. It took me a long time too. So she's realizing that death process takes time. It's not an instant thing. You feel much stronger as well. Good, that's why you're watching me, huh? It's a good thing. look who we've got. We've got 2 sevens here. We've got him. Is that Uranus? I think it is. And the I Ching, the 7 of 7 of Wands and the 7 of It's cold in here. It's kind of nice to be cold for a change. Yes, it is Uranus. See? The crazy genius of the skies, this one. He brings shocks and surprises. But usually in the long run, they are exciting and beneficial. So when this one decides to make his presence known, it's usually by way of sudden big changes, sometimes brought on by radical, impulsive behavior, or just as likely brought on by no apparent cause. The events heralded by Uranus serve to break us out of ruts, inspire our ingenious. Rules are broken willy-nilly, and originality and insight ensue. Free from bonds of stagnation, boundaries, and ennui. Independence, innovation, and idealism are the new normal. Ooh, someone's like stepping up. The 7 of Fire promises exciting times. We should be ready to expect the unexpected from life and from ourselves. In this case, do not expect the surrounding cards to provide much detail about the particulars. That's the point, not knowing what's coming. So we do have a bit of a shake-up coming up for Divine Feminine. I Ching, all about balance, of course. The 7 of It's not about deception. It's not. Yin exists within Yang, the answer lies within your question. Yeah. Wow, what I'm getting from this is the answer lies within your question. The answer lies within you. A lot of Divine Feminines at the moment very focused on the Divine Masculine, what he's doing, what he's not doing, what he needs to do, all of that kind of stuff. Kind of in that crone energy, but what she needs to be doing is focusing on herself, because the question that she's asking for, or whatever she's waiting for, there's a seed within herself of it. So it's not like you can manifest this for the Divine Masculine. It's not saying that, but there is something in it for the Divine Feminine. There's something to do at the moment. Might be a shake-up for the Divine Feminine at the moment. The answer lies in the question. The thing that you're looking at is a part of you. I don't know. I'm getting quite a lot from that. You might be very surprised, Divine Feminines, at what shows up. Kind of left field. Doesn't feel like it's to do with the relationship for me. Feels like it's something to do with something else. But it's a balancer for the Divine Feminine. Ace of Pentacles. No genitals. How weird. Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Earth in this deck. The human body. Oh. Yeah, we could be talking about what's coming up for the Divine Feminine. This surprise could be something to do with health, the body, that kind of thing. The Ace of Earth contains the potential one could hope for. Everything that exists or can exist is in this ace. It's the seed of the universe. When this card shows up, it's a gift, a sign that you can make a lot with very little. Could be abundance. Could be abundance that's happening as well for the Divine Feminine. Something very tangible. Pentacles is always something very tangible in the material world. Health, body, money, work. A shake-up in Divine Feminine that could perhaps distract you and give you something to get your teeth into that's not about this relationship, because Divine Masculine is otherwise engaged with heartbreak and healing and empowerment. It's going to be different for everyone, of course, because it's a balancer, says the I Ching. It's, if you haven't been focused on money, it'll be about money. If you haven't been focused on your health, it'll be about health. Give you something to investigate, to get your teeth into, to work on. Tell us more about this. Or tell us about the Divine Masculine if you want. And we've got to remember as well, we're talking about twin flame relationships, which are high-level relationships, highest level relationships that we've experienced so far, or that we haven't experienced yet, to be more precise. But we've got to be in alignment in order to get into them, right? We've got to be high vibing, and so it's not just about getting into this relationship, it's about balancing ourselves up and being in high vibration all around. Well, Ten of Pentacles isn't just about love. I mean, it's about building something, abundance and stuff like that. It's actually building something together. It's the tangibles, it's the getting a house, it's the all of that stuff, the real practical stuff, Next up, we've got the Six of Fire, and then we've got the Two of Fire. I love it when the gods come out. Look at them. Look at these two. Is he Jupiter? Don't know who he is. Okay, the Six. So, we've had Uranus there. No, it's Saturn. This one's Saturn. What's he doing with us? Oh, he's not. Yeah, okay. He's known for challenges, restrictions, hard work. But his benefits are often overlooked, like working at something, yeah. Saturn rules our ambitions, goals, career. I think this is it. For the Divine Feminine, she's given something to get her teeth into. Perhaps a problem or just a desire or something, but it's something like, oh, I'm interested in this. It's like my learning at the moment. I'm learning so much at the moment. Anyway, Saturn rules our ambitions, goals, career achievements, long-term plans. These are all worthy things that often shape our lives to a significant degree. With achievements comes kudos and recognition, but with Saturn, these are all hard-won. It's the long-term stuff. And it's in winning of them that Saturn's true gift's given. Our journey toward realizing our ambitions is filled with serious choices, including how we deal with authority figures and obstacles. We confront structures and restrictions and must determine how we face them, overcome them, or work within them. Through this, we gain experience and wisdom. Life lessons are taught, unlearned, or repeated. So yeah, it could be something about authority as well. Authority. I'd like to see him try. I am my own authority. I applied for a new visa. See, I do stuff like that too. It's not like I'm a complete renegade. I applied for a new retirement visa for a year on Monday before I went to the dentist. But it turns out I didn't get everything done, so I had to go back yesterday to get my picture taken. But I think we're talking about something bigger here. Six of Fire brings a conservative, serious energy. Situations must be reviewed and analysed and decisions made with calculating precision. For what happens now will determine future trends. Much can be won, but not without a cost. So, Divine Feminine's got something starting that she can get her teeth into. It's a balancer. It's something very tangible. Something that she can really put her efforts into. Then we've got this dude here. Who is he? I haven't seen this one for a long time. It's Mercury. He's in retrograde. The Roman god called Mercury was known for, amongst other things, delivering messages between gods, goddesses, and mortals. Astrologically, this Mercury deals with how we think. And of course, Mercury retrograde is about going within, right? How we think and reason, as well as how we communicate, including writing, speaking, and listening. By extension, it also governs how we gather and process data. See? Learning. Yeah, I think Divine Feminine is going to be learning a lot. The excuse, oh, Mercury in retrograde is common amongst people who talk about astrology. When a planet is in retrograde, it appears to be moving backwards across the sky, rather like a tarot card being reversed. When Mercury is in retrograde, people are advised not to buy electronics, to back up the computers, to not sign contracts of any sort, or to start anything new because communications are bound to be problematic. Instead, this retrograde energy is considered best for reviewing work already finished, or going within, you know. I was born under Mercury retrograde, and so I do a lot of inner work. It suits me, this stuff. It's the outer stuff stops working because it's like the universe is going, hey, what are you doing? It's not time. It's not time to do outward things. It's time to go within. And why are you trying to communicate? Or why are you trying to buy electronics? Why are you trying to do this stuff? It's hermit time. Hermit time, everybody. So, also it said that during Mercury retrograde, mistakes made in the past can come back to haunt us. Yeah, exes show up. That's coming up a lot in the energy updates, isn't it? It's in today's. Mistakes made in the past can come back to haunt us, or that we may hear from people we haven't heard from in a while. In addition to communication, Mercury also governs short journeys, siblings, co-workers, neighbours, and agreements. The Two of Fire represents the importance of communication. Either there's something that must be said, something that must be heard. The surrounding cards will help identify which way the communication needs to be flowing with whom. It's not from the masculine. It's not. It's a surprising event. It is about it's something about the divine feminine by herself. We're talking about separate energies here. There's nothing tying the divine masculine to the divine feminine here. This is what the divine masculine is going through. He will get his justice, yeah. This is what's going to be happening with the divine feminine, if not already. She's given something to get her teeth into. Independence is what we've got at the moment in these twin flame lack of unions. On our own paths at the moment. We'd be very surprised if there's any union going on right now. When does Mercury come out of retrograde? Comes together, love and increased pentacles. Yeah, I think abundance comes before love. It's the same thing. It's the same energy. Abundance, love, same thing, source energy. If you open up, if you're open, you're open. If you're open to receive, you're open to receive. So it all comes in. In my experience, the money comes first. Then the love. Now what have we got? Oh, the masculine. Just after me saying, there's nothing that ties these together. There we have divine masculine, the god. And the crown of fire is not with the goddess, it's with the crown of fire. What's she about? It's freezing in here. She blows out the flame. There's a time and a season for everything. She's not interested right now in the god, in the masculine. She's not interested right now. She's got something on her plate. Something else to dig her teeth into, sink her teeth into, not dig her teeth. Turn this fan down, it's freezing. Yeah. She is kind of looking at the god there, isn't she? Look. But she blows out that flame, just like, not right now. So both of them are not right now. Both divine masculine and divine feminine are not right now. It's not the right time right now. If you're not already busy with something, divine feminine, you will be soon. Me. I've got strength training stuff going on and learning all about that and doing it, of course. Got new. They're not new. They're 10 kilograms, 12.5 kilograms, 15 kilograms, and I've got new ones that are just behind that. 17.5 kilograms. I'm doing a lot of strength training at the moment and recompositioning my body. I'm learning a lot about... I wish there was more information about menopause out there. It's ridiculous that they haven't that they know so much about so many things, and that's just an area like, oh, well, let's not look at women. What the hell? There needs to be so much research. Why aren't they doing it? The lack of information is shocking. Even from like the really good sources, they just don't know. It's ridiculous, this day and age. Anyway. Tower of Miserable Ladies. We've got the Queen of Pentacles. We're talking about a divine feminine again. Her stability, like pentacles, you know. Yeah, perhaps work, jobs, housing, stability, money, all of that. Queen of Pentacles teaches others how to relate to nature. We're not talking about the Queen of Pentacles teaching here. We're talking about the card, the Queen of Pentacles. How to relate to nature and the physical world in a personal way. See, I told you. At the moment, we're on individual paths right now. Got to focus on our own things. I think if the universe has had you colliding with your person, it won't be now. Like a few weeks ago, I couldn't leave this resort without bumping into mine. He'd just be there. Now I haven't seen him for days. I haven't seen him for... Oh no, he drove past me. Like literally, I was on the road and he went like that with the window next to me when I arrived back on the island. But yeah, the universe doesn't have us colliding at the moment because we're both doing our own thing right now. Thanks, Christine. And join our Facebook group as well, everybody. Oh, of course, there was a... I don't have that anymore. I just did like paste, but of course there was a thingy. Boop. There we go. Type it in again. So something very tangible, Queen of Pentacles, housing, money, jobs, that kind of thing. Get on with that, ladies. Queen of Swords and empowerment too. Boundaries. Let's see what it says in this one. Wow. So she's really getting into the Empress energy. Checking on all the queens. All the queens. I wonder if they're all going to come out. Queen of Swords. Focusing her actions by eliminating the unnecessary and highlighting the essential. So she's getting a bit cutthroat about it. Like, I'm not bothered with this stuff anymore. I'm not going to do that. I'm focused on this. I'm learning this. I'm doing that. Very focused. Can't we have any more queens out? So the Empress, remember, being the all the queens put together. So we become the Empress when we have learned about all the different queens that are inside of us. Queen of Cups, Queen of Swords, the Queen of Wands, and the Queen of Pentacles. That's why that balance is important. Right, so we're getting back to balance now. What else? I'll be recording a pick a card read today. What shall I do it about? Any ideas, anyone? What would you like me to do the pick a card? It'll be out later. Could be getting creative at the moment. Now look at this. 10 of Cups. This is the heart being happy, the happily ever after. I'm getting this, she's assured of it. Assured of our happily ever after. Tens of cards of completion as well as heralding a new cycle. An emotional attachment has begun and blossomed into a deeper commitment. This couple is celebrating the beginning of a new phase in their relationship based on the fullness of our hearts. Happy home life. I'm getting that she's like assured of this. The Empress is assured of this. For sure, it's coming. If you're in this Empress energy, that happily ever after is coming. You can't be in the Empress energy and that not come. Thank you, Barbara. So I think this is about like divine feminine knowing that it's time to focus on herself, and it's not to give up on the relationship. It's just like, well, it's coming. I'm assured of it, and so I can focus on myself. I'm a little hungry. I have started eating kimchi with my meals. Oh, cool. Ten of Pentacles. Even better. Wow, the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles. That's like, this is assured. Her happily ever after is assured. Her building things is assured. Let's see what it says in this book too. There's a quiet certainty about this. A family gathers in a celebration. Generations represent the cycles of life and connections between people through time. The older generations cared for their homes and taught the younger. The younger in their turn will continue the traditions and care for the elders. A stable and abundant life, yeah. It's assured because she's finding it within herself already, you know. Like I said, if you're in that Empress energy, it's just going to happen. It is. You're assured of it, so you don't need to focus on it. That's when manifestations happen, when we know. We just know. It's not when we're trying to manifest something that it happens, because that's when we don't know, when we're trying. It's when we know. It's when it's just like, yeah, that happens. So it's when you know that you're in abundance, because it's like the money just flows. You don't need to manifest it anymore. It just flows. It's just a, yeah, of course that would happen kind of thing, because that's what happens. So Divine Feminine can get on with her own life because she's assured of this happily ever after. She's planted those seeds. She knows it. She knows if she just holds that energy, it's coming. What else? Needed to hear this, that's good. This one. The Four of Pentacles. It's about holding our energy back. Conserving energy. Like I said, if we're assured of something, we don't need to put any energy into it, right? We want to put an energy into things when we don't think it's going to happen. When we don't believe that we've planted those seeds. And so she knows that she can hold her energy back, use it for other things. There, she's made jam. I had marmalade on toast when I was at the hotel the other day. I haven't had that. I don't eat stuff like that, generally, because it really hurts me. But I thought, oh, I used to really like marmalade on toast, so I had some after my eggs and all of the things that I usually eat. Massive amount of eggs and bacon. Four of Pentacles. What does it say here? What else did I have while I was away? Coconut ice cream. I went to the Japanese restaurant that I like. It's got electronic waiters, robots, not like with heads and legs or anything, just like a trolley. And then I went to Coles, big supermarket there. And then one of those trolleys was chasing me around trying to sell me some skincare stuff. Do other countries have these things? Or is this special to Asia? Little trolleys that try and sell, it's got like products on it saying, hey, would you like to buy this? And then it follows you around. Leave me alone. Kimchi and pickled seaweed. with sesame seeds. I bought some when I got home. Yummy. Four of Pentacles. The Wheel of the Year teaches us that there's time to relax and enjoy the bounty of nature. Then, as the dark, cold days approach, we are wise to prepare for them. This woman will enjoy a reminder of the balmy days of summer when she opens one of her jars of jam. She's gathering her power or resources. Yeah, she's putting her energy into other things. What else? Just whatever you're interested in at the moment, you know. Or whatever's been presented to you, perhaps with this energy, surprise energy. Didn't really come out that, did it? Kind of flipped, but it didn't come out. What else does the Divine Feminine need to know? Or the Divine Masculine? Divine Masculine is going through a dreadful time right now. But it'll be alright. But the Three of Pentacles, there she is being creative, planning, that kind of stuff. So it could be long-term stuff. Yeah, Divine Feminine, if you think that this relationship is imminent, it's not right now. We did have kind of imminence coming up lately, but now it seems Divine Masculine has realised he's got a hell of a lot more to do before he's going to be ready, and that's okay. If you've been putting off plans because you thought that this relationship was imminent, and you're like, well, I don't want to get my teeth stuck into this new project because they're going to show up and I want it to be all about relationship before I do that. It's like, no, don't plan. Move ahead with the stuff that you want to do. Wow, Ace of Pentacles again. Plant those seeds for those big things. We got it there. So she can be planting seeds at the moment. What does it say in this deck? Pentacles. The gifts of earth are laid before. When we choose to work with them in harmony, they assist us in our endeavors. Any option pursued seems to carry unlimited potential. Wow. Okay, so yes, an opportunity for prosperity. Whatever the Divine Feminine is focused on right now is going to be really good. So Divine Feminine, get ahead with your money, health, all kinds of tangible things. Get on with that now. You've really got a lot of energy available for you. A lot of backing in that too. It's like back off from this relationship at the moment. You can't help them at the moment. They've got to go through that thing. We've always got to do that by ourselves, that healing thing and that empowerment thing. Let them do it. Get focused. Apply your energy to something, improving something in your life. Perhaps money, and it's really going to reap great results. Then we've got the Four of Wands. This has planned this festival for quite a while. This woman has planned this festival for quite a while. I don't know. Many people working together toward a common goal is often cause for celebration, especially when the event goes off without a hitch, as this one appears to have. Oh, could be talking about, co-creating with people as well. Now, you know how I'm into the gym thing. We might be making a new stadium for fight nights, and I've talked to the other gym about it too, who had a fight night last night, about collaboration, working together on it and helping each other out. Now, last night was the first time where they did the collaboration thing. So it was the first one where we sold tickets. We sold tickets for their fight night, and quite a lot of them too, as did other businesses around the island. And it was super busy last night. It was really good. And not only that, but our gym took care of half of the fighters that were there, which was new. It's a collaboration this time, and that's really exciting. It's like, yes, this is the way it should be, working together. And yeah, oh, well, that could be what's happening with me. But yeah, there's big things coming from this. That would be really cool, in fact, if my potential business partner comes back to the island soon, and we get on with making that stadium and go, look, we can work with these guys. And then he doesn't have to be here as much as well if it's a collaboration with all of them. And then as an island, people will know that they can come here and they can always catch a fight night because we'll be running them in tandem. Like, 1 week there, next week our place, 1 week there, and fighters collaborations and all of that would be very good. That would give me something to sink my teeth in, so I'm not focused on the crap that the masculine's going through here. Interesting. What about you? What could it be for you guys? Something like that, something like really meaty, something that will take a lot of time and effort, can be really grow into something big. People were introducing me last night to people, just random tourists, but no one of any particular standing. But I was being introduced as Claire is Island Muay Thai. I am Island Muay Thai. So that was interesting. Yeah. Starchild Tarot. Anyone else want a mini read? Oh yes, Barbara. Let's forgot about you. Let's not forget about Barbara. Barbara, thanks for your donation. What can you do to move forward in reaching your goal? The sun's coming through, but I'm not going to close the curtain because it's kind of nice to get warmer. It's not cold out there. It's cold in here. I'll tell you what temperature is out there. It is quite cool, in fact, 27 degrees. It's quite cool for here. It's going to be 31 today. It's about 31, 30. 27 is particularly cool. That's why it's cold in here. Change it to Fahrenheit. 82. It's 82 right now, and that's cold. It's usually 90. Okay, Barbara. What can you do to move forward in reaching your goal? What can Barbara do? Take it one step at a time and change your mindset along the way. Is this thought useful? Usually not. When this card comes out, you're usually having thoughts that aren't useful, like limiting thoughts or like this isn't going to work, that kind of thing. So you need to get more positive about your goal, more determined kind of thing, and just take it one step at a time. So don't try and rush. Don't push yourself forward. Mindset isn't everything, but it's the foundation of everything. You know what else I learned yesterday? Was it this morning? Yesterday, I think. Dopamine. We've been led to believe that dopamine is like the happy chemical, like serotonin, dopamine. It's not. Dopamine is actually the motivation chemical. Interesting, right? With its relation to depression as well, lack of motivation. Anyway, is this thought useful? So you're having some limiting or negative thoughts, doubts, that kind of thing, that is stopping you. And when we're in that mindset, it stops us from taking the right actions, right? Yeah, 27 is cold. Spoiled. And yeah, I really can't handle the cold. I feel cold at this temperature. That's what, when I was away and I was getting the ferry back and I was just like this, with my jeans on and everything. And people were coming up to me as if I was tourist information. Why? Because they knew that I was local because I had clothes on. They're all in the shorts and t-shirts and they would be in the bikinis if they could. Because they're all like really hot and I'm not. And so they're asking me questions knowing that I must live here because I'm wearing clothes. Always happens in the tropics. Ask the people that have got clothes on because they're the ones that actually live there because they're acclimatized to it. You got to remember, I exercise very hard out there in the heat. I'm very acclimatized to the heat. So slow things down, deal with your mindset first, because then you're more likely to take the right actions, but take it nice and slowly. Oh, a new idea about moving away as well. What is it you're doing, Barbara? So you got a goal. Yeah. You need to take the bull by the horns, but not before you've eliminated those. You don't have to eliminate the doubts. Like, there's going to be doubts there, kind of thing. It's not going to be a breeze. You know, you can't convince yourself it's going to be that. But you got this. You know, whatever shows up, you've got this. Of course, everything is always going to be a mixture of challenge and gift, but you've got it. You're all over it. The challenges, you can handle it. And so it's just having that mindset of, I've got this. That's why I mentioned dopamine. It's that motivation kind of thing. It's not the everything is going to work out perfectly for me, and so I can rest assured that I can move forward in this because nothing will ever go wrong. It's not that. It's the I'm doing this anyway. Yeah, there's going to be problems, but I've got this. That kind of thing. So once you've sorted your mindset out like that, so you're motivated, take it nice and slowly, but you do need to take ownership of that. Like, and it's you that's going to do it. It's not going to happen for you. It's not going to happen to you. You're going to have to instigate it. But once you do instigate it, once you do take those bull by the horns, the universe will get on board with that and back you up with it. The magic will happen then. Magic doesn't happen before we take action, right? So, yeah, you do need to take some kind of a leadership role in this, Barbara. I won't come to Canada. I can't go to cold places anymore, really. I can't handle it. I can't handle the dentist. I take clothes. I've got a pile of clothes there for the dentist. I have to take socks and I have to take a hoodie. And when I get into the dentist, I put these things on and they laugh at me. And I say I have to bring special clothes for the dentist because their aircon is so cold and I cannot handle it. Cannot handle it at all. Laying down there on that dentist chair thing that goes back, I'm relaxed because I'm having to deal with pain. And I've been in a relaxed state in cold for me. My body temperature just drops way too much. Can't handle cold places. What's this? Thank you, Maria. Someone got a deeper dive. Maria, high self-guidance for you. Maria. And then we'll get into this Starchild Tarot. Got a bit of a headache. Your move is showing up, Maria. Allow it. Oh, isn't that frustrating? It's like, I am allowing it. Where are you at with it at the moment? I think you said above, but I can't remember. Allow and go within. Okay, so there's you're creating some kind of a problem with this. Let me check. Just looking for you. I'm sure someone asked you about it, but I didn't see your response. You're still waiting to exchange contracts on your property. So long. That could be the storytelling, sir. Oh, it's taking a while. Hey. March and May. Yeah. Okay, so you're not allowing it at the moment. Go within to find why you're not allowing it. Sometimes we want something to talk about. You know what I mean? It's like get together with friends and they're like, oh, Claire, how's your teeth going? No, they're still not right yet, kind of thing. That kind of thing. Sometimes it's just what we talk about. Because a lot of the time, I don't have anything to talk about because there's nothing going on. Because everything's just going swimmingly. Sometimes we just want something to talk about, so just be careful of that. You might be keeping yourself in a story. You know, I want to get more. Hang on. Tell us how she can allow. Allow the move. Not allowed. Not allowed. Personal leadership. There you go, Barbara. Not allowed. Why aren't you allowed, Maria? Mm. Anyway, it's saying go within and well, you might want to just tell yourself that you are allowed. You're allowed. It's allowed to go smoothly. You're allowed to have it. You're allowed to move now. Definitely something with that word allow. I went to see a public speaker one time. What was his name? It's a Facebook friend. Can't remember. American guy. Had a Tesla. Sports car, bright yellow one. Can't remember his name. But anyway, I went to see him speak along with other speakers, one of those events where they have always someone from The Secret, always, and other people. And he was talking, he said things like this. Did you know that you can, it was in Brisbane, I think. Did you know that you can book out a whole theme park for the day just for yourself and your friends? Did you know you can do that? You got the whole place to yourself, so there's no lines. You and your friends just go there by yourselves. He said it's not even that expensive either. He said, you're allowed to do that. And then he would just come up with various things like that. But at the end of it, he'd say, you're allowed to do that. You are allowed to do that. He was talking about how when we're kids, we're told we're not allowed, we're not allowed, we're not allowed, we're not allowed. And then we have this parent's voice in our head that tells us we're not allowed, we're not allowed, no, I'm not allowed to do that, And then we stop ourselves from doing the nice things that we want and having the nice things that we want to have because we tell ourselves we're not allowed. But it's just a voice in our head. And we can turn that around by telling ourselves we are allowed. We're allowed to have nice things. You can see people that are allowing themselves nice things because they allow themselves nice things. You can see people that are cutting themselves off from nice things, telling themselves a story that they can't or that they shouldn't, It's not right for them to have those things. It'd be greedy for them to have those things. Tell your solicitors that. Tell them, go and tell your solicitors they're allowed. You're allowed to, put this through. No, it's something about you, this. About, it could be about the friends thing. You might be talking about it a little bit too much. Keeping yourself in that energy. Something to think about anyway, being allowed. Do we need more cards? Yes, we do. Always need more cards. We've been going quite a while today. Let's get some Starchild Tarot just to top this off. Anything about the relationship together? Is there anything going on with Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine at the moment? Six of Crystals. Oh, reciprocation. Six of Crystals is the card of reciprocation, the give and take kind of thing. Space is what I'm getting from that. People needing space at the moment. Give and take. Sometimes you need space, sometimes they need space. You need to give them space. When they need space to do things by themselves. I want space at the moment to do these things by myself because I've got a lot on my plate right now. All of this kind of stuff. Six of Crystals indicates a state of balance and abundance in your life. You recognize the value of your relationships, spirituality, mutual benefit of loving support of others. It's also a time for inner growth and prosperity. You've risen to the occasion and can now look back on the choices that you've made that have led to your state of knowing. How will you move up from here? Opportunities, gifts, or rewards may be closer than you think. So we're talking about, career stuff, prosperity, time for ourselves, needed in relationship. That reciprocation is like a mutual respect of giving each other space is what I'm getting to follow our individual paths. Last thing we want to do is get into a relationship where we join someone else on their path, like go along for the ride of their life kind of thing, get enmeshed. Not codependency in a way, more dependency, just dependency. We don't want to get dependent on each other. We want to be independent because we want to be tapping into our guidance and being led. The universe doesn't want us to get into these relationships and then kind of lose ourselves, lose our connection with source, lose that independence, so we can no longer be guided. The entity that is a twin flame relationship, yes, there will be dual guidance there, but it's not all about that. And it can't all be about that now either, otherwise you've already lost it. You've already got too enmeshed in it. And so sometimes we need to pull away, be on our own paths, whether we're in whether we're in union or not. There's a mutual respect going on there of allowing each other to walk our own paths, and that's where we're at right now. It's kind of a portent for things to come. What we're going through right now, it's going to be the same within the relationship. We need time to do our own things. 5 of Wands is the card of practice. 5 of Wands. I've decided that I'm going to go to Bangkok when Apple Bangers gets the iPhone 14 Pros in, and I'm going to trade in one of my old phones. Not sure whether the 10. I quite like the colour of this. God, what have I pressed? I quite like the colour of this one though. Either trade in this 10 or the 12. I don't know yet. Trade in one of them for it. We can only do it in person in the shops. There is only one in Bangkok. 1, 2, 5 of Wands. 6 of Crystals, 5 of Wands. Anyone else want the mini read? Because I'm about to finish. 5 of Wands, you may be experiencing some setbacks at this time. As surrounding ideas or values may clash with your own. It could be that you'll find yourself up against someone who's equally ambitious as you are. Ooh, that would be nice. If you feel as though you've stumbled, know that you have the strength to pick yourself up again. I would love to have a partner that's into his own stuff and doing his own thing and going, I need time to myself now because I'm doing this thing. I'm like, good. Don't want to be in one of those enmeshed relationships again, me. I'm too busy. I've got things that I like doing in my life. Now more than ever, it's important that you honour your heart and make your priorities clear. This card is not about teamwork, but about personal goals and ambitions. See? Told you. That is important. We need to keep that going in this relationship. So practice that right now. How refreshing it would be to be in a relationship like that. You're assured of it. Yeah, that's this too. 10 of Cups and 10 of Pentacles. We're assured that this relationship is going to happen, right? So can be assured of all the rest of it at the moment too. And in the relationship, you can be assured of it too. So you don't need to grasp onto it and manage it, micromanage it, and keep them close and stop them from going off and doing that thing, you know. 5 of Swords. The 5's out. Ooh. Swords, where are you? 5 of Swords. States of entrapment or negativity that's been self-inflicted. Through conflict, disagreements, or impulsive behavior, there's been an involuntary burdening of yourself or others. It's important just to take a step back, to take a look at the bigger picture, put everything in perspective, and realize where your true priorities and truths lie. Priorities again. So, yeah, it's important to have priorities that aren't this relationship. Put it into perspective. It's not the only thing that's going to make you happy. Are your opinions and views more important than your relationships? No, but they're kind of equal to it. Well, opinions and views, no, not so much. But other things in our lives, it's equal to it. A relationship isn't everything. How are you affecting other people? No. Is your ambition coming from a place of love or fear? Mixture, often. How can your words and actions transform this difficult situation? I don't know. Yeah, we need to really get our priorities straight. Yeah. Get one final card. What else? So, independence is the order of the week, next couple of weeks, perhaps month. I've got 2 cards. We got oppression, and the moon. Oh, some of you are going to be reacting to this. Some of you don't want this. Some of you are wanting to get in this union and to cling. Oppression. What's holding you back at this time? Yeah, some of you are holding yourself back. I was getting that. Some of you are holding yourself back from thinking that this relationship is going to happen first before you do this thing. It's like, I don't want to do this thing by myself. I want to be in a relationship first. And you're holding yourself back. Well, no, don't do that. What's holding you back at this time? It could be that you already know what it is, but you may not have been able to say it out loud. It's time to acknowledge a state of entrapment that's happening in your life. This could be a negative relationship with someone, a fearful mindset, or some kind of addiction. Oppression may also indicate a lack of moderation or self-control. Know that you're fully capable of breaking free from these habits in order to look back on this time with a sense of victory and relief. Something big needs to change. This card may also indicate that you may be too focused on material things in life and distracting yourself from recognizing your spiritual self. This card might be signifying that you are too focused on relationship instead of material stuff. Yeah. And the moon, all unknown. Into the unknown. The moon. Sensitivities, dreams, imaginations, psychic powers. It might indicate a time of insecurity due to external influences or forces in your life. So, yeah, if this reading kind of makes you feel insecure, of like letting them just go off and do their own thing kind of thing, while you do your own thing, if that makes you feel insecure, you need to look at that. Who or what is holding you back from connecting with your highest self? Yeah, it's the first time I've kind of had that that message that we might not be ready for this union yet because we might lose ourselves in it. And our higher selves cannot lose us. Our higher selves, they don't want to lose that connection with us. They don't want to lose this. They don't want to lose us following our own path. They don't want to lose the self-love that we've gained. It doesn't want us to get into this relationship and lose that stuff. It wants us to take it with us. The moon also addresses the deeper realms of the subconscious, the shadow thoughts and feelings we experience as humans. It's important to acknowledge this side of yourself as a balancing contrast to your lighter or happier facets, your dark side. Don't let it take over your mind completely now. The moon is also a card of illusion. Things are not necessarily as they seem. It is therefore important to let go of any past traumas or influences that are distorting your perception. Yeah, and that's what makes us cling too. Remember, we create our experiences and reality from the vibrational quality of our thoughts. The power of your mind is limitless. How can I work with the darker aspects of my thoughts and feelings in order to move forward? How can I work with my shadow self? How can I tune into my psychic abilities? Anxiety could be coming up, clinging. If any of you are experiencing that kind of thing, wanting to cling to this relationship, wanting it to happen, even though you've got all of this information now, that could be something to look into, that insecurity. So there we have it. Thanks everyone for coming along. Thanks for all of your donations and all of that. Like I said, oh no, nobody's given me any clues of what you want for a pick a card read, so I guess I'll just do what I usually do. There will be one of those out later today. I'm going to record very shortly, so look out for that on my YouTube channel. Let's do this all over again on Monday. I'm looking up there and you're there. On Monday, see if anything's changed by then. It's going to get a bit boring if this energy is going to last a month, isn't it? But I guess not, because it's just going to be individual guidance then for both divine masculine and divine feminine. But there we go. Thanks everyone for coming along. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you next time. Don't forget to join our Facebook group as well. There it is.